Okay, if everybody's ready, we'll call this meeting to order. We'll start off with our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Take the part and lead some invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come into prayer this morning or today just thanking you, and we just pray for grateful hearts and ask you for guidance and wisdom as we gather here tonight to make decisions that affect everyone in our county. God, we just ask that you just give us peace and God, just go through the process, and everything we do, God, is to lift up this county. And God, we just pray for your hand and everything we do. These things we ask in your son's name. Amen.
Amen. All right, we'll move on to roll call.
Thank you. Ms. Pate? Here. Mr. Fullerwater?
Here.
Mr. Clark?
Here.
Ms. Cook? Here. Mr. Waller? Mr. Dodson?
Here.
Mr. Thomas? Mr. Willingham?
Here.
Mr. Anderson?
Here.
Mr. Story?
Here.
Mr. Lowe?
Here. Okay, moving on to the clerk reading the minutes, and these minutes have been amended, so we'll have to accept the minutes that are provided, not mailed, so what was provided.
Make a motion that we accept the minutes as provided.
Second.
Okay, motion is second, any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. All right, move on to our committee reports. Building committee, Mr. Story.
Yes, sir, Judge. On the annex, the new roof is complete. Leaking ductwork in the annex has been addressed. New compressor installed on the unit in the server room, new HVAC system to be installed in the revenue office. But,
Yeah, you got it.
okay, parking lot to the north of the annex will start approximately July 28th. The detention center water leaks that were detected are repaired. Speed bumps were placed at the gate entrance to slow traffic. On the OEM building, new compressor on the HVAC unit, and the courthouse compressor will be replaced on the first floor. Repairs to the floor of the judge's chamber will begin soon, and new HVAC unit installed and circuits closed on courthouse. Good punch.
Yes.
Get stuff fixed.
We're talking about the unit, west side of the next, we're talking about the west side of
Yeah, we ain't putting no money into that.
Yeah, that's
I haven't been back to it yet, but appreciate you checking out grants. Yes.
Yeah.
One other thing I'll say, continue.
Go ahead.
I saw Mr. Williams' picture of county lines.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good picture.
it. Absolutely. Thank you for doing that.
But I hope at some point, he may not be ready today, but at some point he might give us some more. JP's raise, they have gotten a new per diem for $1,000 a month.
Well, no, because if everybody starts volunteering to go, then we get enough.
Yeah. He ain't gonna tell us. I thought I would mention that.
Yeah, yeah, so I'm in there too.
That's something. That's my, thank you.
Well, thank you. All right, moving on to finance, Ms. Cook.
I don't have anything extra at this time. Judge, we're going to cover a lot of it tonight, so.
All right, personnel, Ms. Pate. Necessary duties. Yeah, we'll get it put together. Okay, and
Last is solid waste, Mr. Alderman not here, so we'll skip that. We have no old business, we'll start with new business. Item A, no items sold at auction for June 2025. Item B, discuss and approve a rural community aid grant for Walkerville Fire Department.
Dear Columbia County Quorum Court, I would like to thank you for taking the time to consider the Walkerville Volunteer Fire Department for the Judge's Grant. We need power tools to maintain our department grounds and equipment. We have an urgent need to replace several chainsaws, purchase a K-saw, chainsaw safety gear, and other equipment. At this time, our volunteers are using their personal equipment for fire department operations. This would be a safety issue. This equipment has not consistently undergone proper maintenance and inspection for operating readiness. Our department would prefer to use the best practice and furnish the equipment used in these tasks. This will allow all the equipment to be serviced and inspected on a regular basis. We can ensure that all safety features are installed and in working order, protecting our volunteers from injury. The purchase of this equipment will enhance our department's readiness for fire suppression operations and the ability to respond to other disaster events in our community and throughout the county when need arises. Sincerely, Jack McLaughlin, Chief, Walkerville Volunteer Fire.
Okay, got a motion and a second, any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. Okay, passed. All right, moving on to item C. Discuss and approve a resolution designating nonprofit agency as CDBG grant administrator.
Whereas Columbia County, Arkansas has applied to the Arkansas Economic Development Commission for the Arkansas Community and Economic Development Program, ACEDP grant, for Lake Columbia levee repair. Whereas Columbia County, Arkansas recognizes the need for assistance in administering the anticipated ACEDP grant in compliance with applicable federal, state, and local laws. Whereas Columbia County has a long-standing relationship with Southwest Arkansas Planning and Development District and feels confident that it will administer the above referenced project competently. Therefore, be it resolved that Columbia County, Arkansas hereby authorizes the county judge to designate Jay Click of Southwest Arkansas Planning and Development District as the project administrator for the above referenced ACEDP grant subject to Arkansas Economic Development Commission approval and enter into a contract for ACEDP administrative services with such agency for project administrative services.
This resolution designating nonprofit agency CDBG
You got a motion and a second, any discussion?
This time also,
Ma'am?
this time also, I was Jane
This is to try to fund the repairs on the levee, and we've had issues with that for several years now. That's hopefully, it'll be probably a process up till next, right after the spring, then probably late and all that, so it's gonna be a process. At least we got some money on the way to do it. All right, we got a motion and a second, no discussion, need a roll call.
Okay, Ms. Pate? Yes. Mr. Fullenwider?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Cook? Yes. Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Willingham?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Lowe?
Okay, moving on to item D, discuss the renewal of Blue Cross insurance. We don't have any other questions. Basically, they came and made a proposal, Keith Wally, I'm still the agent with them, and at first they wanted they were doing like a 3% increase. And we kept talking to them about that and finally got them down to no increase. So we've got basically the same amount we paid last year for this coming year.
That is very good.
Vote on that? I don't think you have to. Just basically, I guess, our information.
It's been brought to my attention to see, I was hoping that we could wait until budget time, but I think the renewal's August the 1st, right?
Yes, but it doesn't matter when it's done, in order to keep.
But anyhow, I was asked to ask y'all what y'all thought about the county paying 100% of the employees,
Well, it'll be 99.
99-point-something% of the employees. And so all I could do was just ask y'all's opinion on that and see what y'all thought about it. Like I said, I was kind of hoping that we could wait till budget time to do it, but with the renewal coming in August the 1st. Anyhow, I just want to throw that out there and see what y'all thought about that.
What part of the insurance do we take?
What's the exact part, Selene?
It's $514.87 out of $580.35.
The original ordinance was county was gonna pay 50%. I don't know what the percentage is up to now, you know that.
It's a good chunk. Yeah, there's not very much left.
We only pay like $62, maybe $64 a month, and the county pays the rest of it.
There is enough already in the budgets to cover that. There's a little bit needed in my budget, but I have enough in some other line items within that category that would make up that difference.
But it was my opinion that if we could wait until budget time, you know, we've got to discuss raises and stuff too. And it would be, maybe we could balance some of that all at the same time. But I didn't know if y'all wanted to go ahead and discuss it now or, as you know, we have the fund budget time and it'll be here before you know it.
But it would not necessarily any calculations, because it would not.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what y'all's opinion?
Today's economic climate, I mean, everybody needs every penny of that paycheck.
That's true.
But on the other side, we need as much money as we need to
Yeah,
maintain.
that's true. Like I said, Selena has showed that the money's there, but,
It's not just do what do comparable counties in Arkansas do they pay 100%?
There's several that do, too, that do. And then there's others that don't, you know, I mean, it's just, it varies, but,
it's all their budget is.
right. But it's even some of the smaller counties that,
Pay for the insurance and that's what you get the raise.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I think it could
It could
offset
balance out,
something.
it could offset something, so it's a good thing, because it could offset when it comes time for raises.
So the people that don't take insurance, are you gonna pay them what the insurance costs?
No, they need to just sign up for the insurance. I'm just kidding. That will be part of the discussion,
I
yes.
think you have to, so that could end up being a bunch of money. I think I really would. I'm not sure we got that much money. Might see some figures.
Okay.
So everybody pretty
It's
much
just
in
my-
agreement on that? So wait.
Everybody willing to look at it? If we get you the numbers, everybody willing to look at it?
Yeah.
Oh, sure,
Okay.
sure. Yes.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's great that they did not go up, though. I'm excited about that. So any discussions or compromises or whatever y'all did to make that happen. Thank you for it, Selena.
Asking questions, man, and
Absolutely.
make them do the research.
Yeah. It's wonderful, and I appreciate it so much.
Whoever negotiated that, go negotiate my home.
Exactly. All my insurance. Exactly.
Get bad.
Yeah, anyway,
All right.
I was all set.
Moving on to, item E, discuss and approve a resolution declaring a vacancy on the Clemson County Library Board.
a resolution declaring a vacancy on the library board in the county of Columbia, State of Arkansas. Be it resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, that whereas Sarah Collier, who held a position on the Library Board of Columbia County, State of Arkansas, has resigned. Whereas the county judge must declare that a vacancy has occurred on the library board in the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, as authorized by Amendment 55 of the Constitution of the State of Arkansas and Arkansas Code Annotated Section 1414-1309. Whereas the Quorum Court is further authorized by Amendment 55 of the Constitution of the State of Arkansas and Arkansas Code Annotated Section 1414-1310 to fill the vacancy of the unexpired term by appointment. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Columbia, Arkansas, Section 1, a vacancy is hereby declared to exist on the Library Board of Columbia County, Arkansas, due to the resignation of Sarah Collier. Passed, approved, and adopted this 21st day of July 2025.
I move we approve this resolution designating a vacancy.
Okay, got a motion second, any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Ms. Pate? Yes. Mr. Fullenwiler?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Willingham?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Lowe?
Okay, moving on to item F, and the appointment resolution, we changed one line in there, so it's an amended resolution on here. Just make sure you got to look at the current one. But it's to discuss and approve the appointment of Nancy Miller to the Columbia County Library Board.
A resolution confirming the appointment of Nancy Miller to the Columbia County Library Board, whereas Sarah Collier has resigned from the Columbia County Library Board, having served continuously as a member since July 2019. And whereas the Columbia County Quorum Court finds and determines that Nancy Miller is a fit and proper person to fill the vacancy created by Sarah Collier's resignation. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, that the Quorum Court hereby confirms the appointment of Nancy Miller to the Columbia County Library Board to serve a 5-year term, said term expiring July 21st, 2030. It is so resolved, introduced and adopted July 21st, 2025. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, that the Quorum Court hereby confirms the appointment of Nancy Miller to the Columbia County Library Board to complete a 5-year term, said term expiring July 21st, 2029. It is so resolved, introduced and adopted July 21st, 2025.
There you go. 2029 is when her term will run out. Since the first one had her going into a brand new 5-year term, that's finishing up her term, basically. And then she's eligible for a 5-year term after that. Okay, got a motion to second, any more discussion? All right, roll call.
Ms. Pate? Mr. Fullenwiler?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Willingham? Mr. Henderson? Mr. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Lowe?
Okay, item G, discuss and approve appropriation ordinance appropriating a $20,000 grant from the Arkansas Historic Preservation Program to make repairs to the floor of the judges' chambers.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, and ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance appropriating $20,000 to the building materials and supplies line item in the state grants fund for courthouse floor repair and judges' chamber on second floor. Whereas Columbia County received a $20,000 grant from the Arkansas Historic Preservation Program to make repairs to the floor in the judges' chamber. Whereas grant funds are deposited on a reimbursement basis. Therefore, projected revenues will decrease to include these grant revenues, and this funding may be appropriated at 100% as allowed for state grants pursuant to section 142103(1). Now therefore, be it enacted by the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, Article 1, the Quorum Court is found to determine the state grants fund budget for the calendar year 2025 is appropriated by appropriation ordinance 2024-22 is is hereby amended to set forth using available unappropriated funds. State grants fund, courthouse maintenance department, to $3,500 or 108, 2020, building materials and supplies, $18,000. To $3,500 or 108, 3004, engineering and architectural, $2,000. Article 2, pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated section 1414-907, this appropriation ordinance shall be effective immediately upon passage by the Quorum Court and approved by the county judge. Date of passage July 21st, 2025, sponsored Justice of the Peace, Lynn Story, District 10.
I'll make a motion to accept this.
Okay, you got a motion, second, any discussion? Back here in the judge's chambers, I don't know if y'all, many of y'all have to go back there or have been back there, but, no, so once you go in to the left, you go in the floor steadily, kind of falling in. And if you go into the bottom floor and look up through the ceiling's house, you can see where, probably several years, but it leaking out there, but the floor joists have rotted. And it's let it set, that's a concrete wall there, so it's let it fall down on the walls, so that's where we're going to struggle those floor joists and get the floor back to where it's going to sit. So hopefully that'll be enough to do that. We'll just have to see. Okay, let's do a roll call.
Ms. Kite? Yes. Mr. Fullenwater? Yes. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Cook? Yes. Mr. Dodson? Mr. Willingham? Mr. Henderson? Mr. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Lowe?
All right, moving on to item H. Discuss and approve a resolution authorizing Judge Doug Fields to apply for a grant on behalf of Columbia County securing state grant funds to aid and assist Columbia County in executing a proposed project to construct an emergency center.
Be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Columbia County, State of Arkansas, a resolution entitled authorizing resolution. A resolution authorizing the judge of Columbia County, Arkansas, to apply for a grant on behalf of Columbia County. Whereas the Quorum Court has determined that Columbia County, Arkansas meets eligibility requirements necessary to apply for a grant under the Arkansas Community Assistance Grant Program. And whereas the County of Columbia has presented plans to construct an emergency center. And whereas the Quorum Court of Columbia County recognizes the need for the project, concurs with its importance, and supports the County of Columbia in its efforts to proceed with the same. And whereas the County of Columbia has furnished proof that they have raised all necessary funding, 20%, from community cash and/or in-kind donations to be applied to the project as a local match. Be it further resolved that the judge of Columbia County, Arkansas is hereby authorized to submit an application and formal request to the Arkansas Economic Development Commission for purchase of securing state grant funds to aid and assist Columbia County, Arkansas in executing the proposed project described herein, and that the judge or recorder treasurer is further authorized to administer the grant funds for the same project. This resolution adopted in regular session.
Judge, I have some questions.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll
Motion is
second.
Okay, now we discuss
I'm
it.
sorry. I have some questions. This is the first that I recall ever doing this, about an emergency center.
Yeah, it's just something, it's some grant money that has come available, this is the first time it's come available, or usually you can't get grant money for any kind of building structures at all. So this has become available, and just from the time constraints, I had to kind of put something together for it. But it's including the OEM, dispatch, and rural fire services for 2 to 3 days for their trucks, and county trucks that are at the main duty fire department will go into them too, depending on location. And it's a room big enough for a meeting center that you can hold one quarter or whatever kind of meetings. Mainly set up for emergency situations where you come into emergency. Everything will be there for emergency situations, basically. It was designed in where you can do phases on it if you have to, and we may have to because the projected amount of the grant is just so much. So you know, if you get too high, you have to get it. But you can go in phases and do it. This is mainly just to allow us to apply for the grant at all. Once we get to apply and we get it, then we can go further and look at it, and, you know, see what we want to do any further. I've got the, Mr. Hollingsworth did some of the drawings on it and stuff, so if y'all want to come by sometime and sit with me, I'll show you what he's drawn up and we'll show you what the plan is and stuff. But this is, you know, it's just to be able to apply it all. Without this, I can't even apply for it. But it's just some money that the governor's put out there to use for buildings and stuff.
One thing that caught my attention is, whereas the county of Columbia has furnished proof that they have raised all necessary funding 20% to community cash and or in-kind donations to be applied to the project as a local match. Well, I looked and at this grant program, it says you can get up to $1.5 million on one project. Well, if we have money sitting around that is community cash, why are we not putting it into buildings we currently have? I was in a meeting, public meeting the other day, a public question was asked about this annex over here, when the discussion was talking about demolishing buildings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's sad, it's sad that it's out in the community that that building is in such dire repair. So, if we've got that kind of money sitting around, why are we not putting it in the buildings we currently have?
Well, I think we are putting it into the buildings we have, for, you know, that we just did. We're putting a lot of money in the buildings that we have. That's probably the only building that we're not putting money in, because we haven't got that point to decide whether we want to put it in or tear it down. I've been working through Southwest Arkansas Development, and they've been doing studies on it. And I've still got some paperwork actually I get to them again to do the asbestos study and environmental stuff. Whether you're going to, either way you go, if you're going to rebuild or tear it down, you got to have that, because you got to do something in that area with asbestos and stuff. So I've been working on that project, but it just hadn't come to where I could come in here and say, look, y'all want to put this in it, or put this in, tear it down, put this in and try to refurbish it. And get that point.
How long will the public sit back? Well, we've been
Well, I mean, as long as we need to, we don't want to throw money at it.
Here, but we don't have any attachments. So
Well, a lot, yeah, and this 20% just, it can be in kind or at property.
we've shown the proof that we've got, so where are we?
Well, and we do, Annette, one of the things that we set up last year or the year before was the buildings fund. And we're putting, what, 1.5 million in there this year, and we put that much last year. The budget for that fund is only like 300,000. And that's what the match is 300,000 if you're looking at 20% of 1.5. And right now you can look at your fund balance report, and there is money available that's already been set aside, not only in that fund, but we also have county special projects fund. And you look at your fund ledger, and we have plenty of money set aside to do just that kind of thing.
Okay, so then if the county asks us, why are we not doing something? And that's how it came up, you know, I mean.
Well, we haven't made the decision whether to tear that building down or whether it's going to.
We're doing something, but we need information to know which way we want to go.
Do they know the structural sound
I
yet?
don't think it is.
They,
Have they proposed first? I mean, is that,
Yeah.
is that the first step?
with the report I got, and I just saw it today, but some of their inspection was talking about some of the structure and stuff, and some of the structure is sound. There's issues inside that have to be, as far as the exterior and most of the interior, it was fine. Now there's issues inside that have to be addressed. And there's, it says section 3 on the roof. I don't know if they got a section that has any diagram or anything. But, some of that needs to be re-roofed. If it has to come down,
Yeah, if it is, or if it's good, then we'll sell it as is, is that right? I mean, what is our plan?
our plan, the reason we still have it is because nobody will buy it for what we've got to get out of it. To do the research to figure out whether we want to refurbish it or tear it down. I don't think we're putting it all into this.
Just say,
You can apply.
Let's get that voted for.
This is great.
This is just a, this is just a.
And that may be something that Lynn, you might want to get together with the judge and see at some point, y'all might want to have a buildings committee meeting and discuss that further.
No, this isn't premature. You want the money? No, we got to know on this before the application runs out at the end of this month. If we don't vote on it, we don't get it at all. Okay. Any more discussion? All right, I got a motion and a second, and need a vote.
Ms. Knight? Mr. Fullenmeyer?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Dodson? Mr. Willingham? Mr. Henderson? Mr. Shorey?
Yes.
Mr. Lowe?
Okay, so before we put our money into it, we have to vote.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we'll come back, if we get approved, then we'll go to the next step, and we'll talk about all that sort of stuff there.
So the application is due the end of this month. What's the time frame on when letting go to get it?
I hadn't heard that yet. No, it's never real quick. But it's a new grant, so they're gonna have a lot of people, we not gonna have a shot at it. We might, but if we don't apply, we don't have a shot at it. Yeah. Once we get, if we get approved, then we'll go to the next step. All right, moving on to item I. Discuss and approve an appropriation ordinance appropriating $35,000 to the small equipment line item in the Arkansas Court Security Grants Fund for the 2025 Security Grant Program.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance appropriating $35,000 to the small equipment line item in the Arkansas Court Security Grants Fund for the 2025 Court Security Grant Program. Whereas Columbia County received a 2025 Court Security and Emergency Preparedness Grant to purchase a security camera system for the courthouse courtroom. Whereas this project also includes additional security cameras for the remainder of the courthouse and the Gibson building. Whereas Columbia County Treasurer Selena Blair deposited $20,000 on June 26, 2025 to the Arkansas Court Security Grants Fund. Therefore, projected revenues will be increased to include these grant revenues, and this funding may be appropriated at 100% as allowed for state grants pursuant to Section 1420-103D1. Whereas additional funds are required to complete this project, these revenues will be transferred from county special projects up to $15,000 from available unappropriated funds. Therefore, projected revenues will be increased to include these transferred funds. Now therefore, being enacted by the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, Article 1, the Quorum Court has found in the terms of the Columbia County Special Project Fund and Arkansas Court Security Grants Fund budgets for the calendar year 2025 as appropriated by Appropriation Ordinance 2024-22 are hereby amended and created as set forth using available unappropriated funds. County Special Projects Fund, Grants and Aid, Law Enforcement Department, to 1,800 of 14,199.99 transfers out $15,000. Arkansas Court Security Grants Fund, Grants and Aid, Law Enforcement Department, to 3504 of 421-2002 small equipment, $35,000. Article 2, pursuant to Arkansas Code Annotated Section 1414-907, this appropriation ordinance shall be effective immediately upon passage by the Quorum Court approved by the county judge. Dated passage July 21st, 2025. Sponsored Justice of the Peace in Cook District.
With this ordinance appropriating $35,000 to the small equipment line item in the Arkansas Court Security Grants Fund for the 2025 Court Security Grant Program. Second.
Okay, got a motion to second, any discussion? Ma'am?
What did the other bids come in at? We have the Grand Tree Networks.
Round table,
I mean, yes.
The round table is the only one I got because it's our IT people that are here at the courthouse. And they were under, they're under the bid quote, with what they quoted, we're under the bid quote. So I didn't look for any more bids on it.
Okay, if it's over 20,000, you don't have to bid it.
No.
This is a grant, and this is for, may I address your question? It's a grant. Your motion, it also didn't include the transfer out of $15,000 that you guys don't want to be clear on that. But your question is, does this have to be bid out? I mean, this is just appropriating money. If it comes to whatever security system needs to be purchased, installed, if that exceeds the threshold by statute, then the judge can call me, we can cross that bridge if we need to bid something out. Right now, I don't think by just moving it, there's any necessity right now. I mean, I don't see an invoice or somebody has given us a quote for how much it would cost. I mean, I understand that's what this says, but it seems to me all this is doing is moving it and appropriating it.
You have a proposal.
Where's that?
That's it. There was, I did have a proposal. It wasn't tied in with this one I had done.
Okay.
But it was a company out of Shreveport that came down and did a, I guess I put it in there, it was $50,000 for the camera system here at the courthouse and down there was what they had.
That's,
I can include, I still got it down there, they included with this last year when they did it.
let me look into whether this needs to be competitive a bit. I mean, you're just moving money right now. I understand you have a proposal. Is this, does anybody consider this ordinance giving the judge authority to engage roundtable networks? Or you just, is it moving the money and then you have to come back?
That's typically what happens.
Okay, well, let's, I think the way I read the ordinance is just moving it. I understand what you're saying with the roundtable, and I'll, if this needs to be competitive a bit because it's $30,000. Is it not $30,785? Is that not?
Subtotal, yeah.
So that's the question, and I've written that down. We need to have that competitive bid out because it's more than enough for me. I don't think if you,
So,
unless
20 is
you,
not threshold anymore, it's coming up at 42.
well, if it's 42, then we're fine. I just need the statute.
It didn't change any.
Why don't we just take it?
It just
Why don't we
changed.
just take a little half beat here and I'll look up this statute.
I got a couple of questions. I'm sure everybody in here knows where the IFSA rule is. I don't.
If so, oh, yeah.
The old
No,
Farmers
no.
Bay drive-through.
Why do we call it IFSA?
For my time.
When that bought it from the, whatever, or whoever, that's what they put a.
It's on the
information-
side of the building, or it used to be, and it was called the IFSA building, whoever owned it prior to the county owning it. And so that's how we've always referred to it, as the IFSA building, emergency man unit. And then also the public defender is in the office, the veterans officer is in there.
I think we need an ordinance to follow.
Slash public defender, slash veterans.
One of
Yeah, he transferred.
where did we get the 20,000?
It's a great.
Okay. That's, you heard me, are you talking about the fix the floor? You heard me say that.
The deposit is 20,000.
The 20,000 was a courtroom security grant.
Okay.
That was like-
I didn't have a problem with the other 15 because Peter didn't come in towards him. Sponsored really.
Well, I just thought it was awesome to get the $20,000 grant too. And I'm just like, yeah, I was looking for that.
Yeah, the
We
20,000
should do that.
20,000 will take care of the majority of it.
Well, and
But,
I'll tell y'all may not know this, but around the courthouse and especially down near the IFSA building, law enforcement uses those cameras a lot. And there's been a lot of times that's helped solve some crime. So there's an added bonus to that, not only for courtroom security, but for our law enforcement, not only the city of Magnolia, but also for the county. If we're investigating any of those crimes around the courthouse or even down by the IFSA building, or the new Annex 2, or whatever we want to call it. So, yes, ma'am.
can certainly give you a written opinion on this. But there's a procurement manual that the state puts out. It is because, well, that's a great question, Judge. It was updated December of '23, so we've been through a legislative session since then.
Yeah.
It's been-
just coming up since. But, I do have that other one put in there, competitive bid for Homeland Security. Like I said, I had them come down, they looked at the courthouse and the annex. And it was right around 50,000. But this roundtable is who will basically manage it, because there are IT people for judges side and everything, so they'll be doing all the computer stuff
Okay.
for the system.
His Honor is correct. The judge is correct. The threshold effective January 1, 2025 is now $42,921. It was previously $35,000. So, adjustment to the purchasing threshold. Let me make sure. Okay. Department's financial percentage increase, which purchase threshold level for cities and counties is adjusted beginning January 1, 2025 by 22.63%. And so there's specific code sections that have increased from 35,000 to 42,921. Hang on a second. 1422, 102, 104, 1458, 303. I'm not seeing 1420, 103. 2103B is where you guys are. I'm not trying to be the problem. I usually. Y'all can sit here and watch me do this. I'm not gonna do that. But AEDC's got a whole section on this on their site. I don't think if you appropriate it, you've got a problem before somebody does a check. That's a levy. If you will, I can get you an opinion by noon tomorrow. Does that work? As to whether or not this needs to be competitive. If it does not, because it does not exceed the threshold. Although, yeah, then I'll let you know. Can we be clear on something real quick? I'm a little confused. I see the transfers out 15,000 in small equipment. The grant is 35, which is 50,000. But Roundtable Networks has a subtotal on their quote of 30,785.
The grant was 20, and you had 15,
I see.
it's 35.
Yes.
And we just added some new vehicles.
So that's why you don't need to mention the 15 in their motion. All right, I'm sure. I'll get you, Justice May, I'll get you, I'll get your email.
Okay, we got a motion, second, any more discussion? Did we go on this yet? Okay. Vote on that. Okay, roll call.
Ms. Pate? Yes. Mr. Columana?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Cook? Ms. Cook?
He ain't answering.
Ms. Cook?
I'll be involved, please. Ms. Cook says yes.
Okay. Mr. Dodson?
Couldn't understand.
Mr. Willingham?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson? Mr. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Lowe?
Okay. Moving on to item J, discuss and approve appropriation orders to establish a special revenue grant fund to be called the Community Development Block Grant Fund and to declare an emergency.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, the ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to establish a special revenue grant fund to be called Community Development Block Grants Fund and to declare an emergency. Article 1, affirmation. It comes comes before this court, there is a need to establish a community development blocks grant fund on the books of the county to track projects funded by the Arkansas Community and Economic Development Program using federal funds. This court recognizes and affirms the need for such a fund to properly account for and control all such revenues allowed and expenditures made. Article 2, establishing a fund. There is hereby created on the books of the Columbia County Treasurer and the books of the Columbia County Clerk a special revenue grant fund to be known as the Community Development Block Grants Fund. The fund number is 3507 and the revenue code is 7103, Community Development Block Grant, as assigned by Arkansas legislative body, and the transfer code, office department code, and expenditure code are to be assigned locally using the county financial management system for the direction of Arkansas legislative body. Article 3, operation of fund. The Community Development Block Grants Fund is subject to all the normal county budgeting and appropriation and expenditure regulations of Title 14 of Arkansas Code annotated and the county financial management system. This fund is also subject to all the regulations contained in the grant agreement issued by Arkansas Economic Development Commission, AEDC. Article 4, the emergency clause is found by this court that the receipt of community development block grant funding is imminent or already received, making it necessary to establish the community development block grants fund to properly track the revenue and appropriated expenditures. Therefore, an emergency is declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from the date of passage and approval. Date of passage, July 21st, 2025. Sponsor, Justice of the Peace, Mike Henderson, District 9.
Motion to approve this ordinance to establish a special revenue grant fund for all community development block grants.
Okay, got a motion to second, any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Ms. Pate?
Yes.
Mr. Fullenwater?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Dodson? Mr. Willingham? Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Lowe?
Okay, moving on to item K. Discuss and approve. Discuss and approve an appropriation ordinance appropriating $4,099, something like that, to the various line items in the Community Development Block Grants Fund for repairs to Lake Columbia Spillway.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, an ordinance entitled, an ordinance appropriating $499,730 to the various line items in the Community Development Block Grants Fund for repairs to Lake Columbia Spillway. Whereas Columbia County received a $499,730 grant from the Arkansas Economic Development Program funded through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and State's Program for Small Cities Community Development Block Grant Program to make repairs to Lake Columbia Spillway. Whereas grant funds are deposited on an expenditure basis, therefore projected revenues will be increased to include these grant revenues, and this funding may be appropriated at 100% as allowed for federal grants pursuant to section 142103D1. Now therefore being enacted by the County of Columbia, State of Arkansas, Article 1, the Quorum Court is found to determine the Community Development Block Grants Fund budget for the calendar year 2025 is appropriated by appropriation ordinance 2024-22 is hereby created and set forth using available unappropriated funds. Community Development Block Grants Fund, Economic Development Department, to 3507, 1000, 3000 for engineering and architectural, $37,056. To 3507, 1000, 3009 other professional services, $17,999. To 3507, 1000, 3100 other miscellaneous, $21,175. To 3507, 1000, 4003 improvements in other buildings, $423,500. Article 2, pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated section 1414-907, this appropriation ordinance shall be effective immediately upon passage by the Quorum Court and approved by the county judge. Date of passage, July 21st, 2025. Sponsored, Justice of the Peace, Mike Henderson, District 9.
Make a motion that we approve this ordinance appropriating $499,730 to the various line items in the Community Development Block Grants Fund for
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second, any discussion?
What is that wrong with the?
No, that's,
What is that wrong?
Several years back, we had Lower Lake, you know, the killing of Sylvania, they had lower than it, they found that there were several divots, very large divots into the levee itself, which, you know, aren't gonna self-heal, as we know. But the more waves it hit, the more it washes out, so that's going in there, taking this money, hopefully this will be enough to go in there and address the issues. We had been looking at a deterrent to last year's round going over the whole levee, but that's, I think, the last time that, when Andy Franks first did that survey, it was right at $2 million. Yeah, about a mile long, so we're kind of diverting to the way we're gonna hit it, and hopefully this will take care of the issues in itself. And, along with this discussion, I appreciate the mayor and Ms. Sider, Mayor Van being here. This was also a joint effort with Magnolia. They helped us, you know, that's their water supply, and that we got to use some of their numbers in the calculations that helped us get the money, so. Joint effort through Magnolia too.
my question was, how did you come up with $1,000?
That's, basically the max that they'll give you on that.
Okay, so that,
We applied, we were still shooting at the $2 million mark. We're shooting high, but
well, we don't know if that's gonna fix.
it's gonna fix it. I just hope it's enough to fix it all. If not, we'll reapply as soon as we get
Okay,
to it.
I was just curious.
The county has two of these grants. Right now, the Boys Club has one and we have one, so this is the one we applied for. The max on the grant is $500,000.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's what we've got up there. If it doesn't fix it all, then we'll go back there and try it again.
Okay. Right.
That's the only place I've called a lot of people on that thing, and nobody's want to give up any money on it.
Okay.
So we went to
Do
the
the
route.
rest of that lined up to fix it?
Andy is taking care of that part, trying to find somebody to, it's like a shot creek, is what it's gonna be, to get in there, just blend it in with what's there. But it's, like I said, it's gonna be a process in finding somebody that does that type of work, and then dropping the lake and all that, and we'll have to work through Magnesium, wastewater and all that to keep all that lined out on schedule, so we don't cut them short of water and nothing like that, so. So we'll start that, once all this is in line, we'll start that process. I've actually got a contract with Andy, I got to sign Thursday, to get him started. Yeah. Yeah, Southwest Hardware, those ones. Yeah, they're heading on this up, so they keep me on schedule. Once we approve this, we'll do it, go back to them. Okay, need roll call.
Ms. Kate? Yes. Mr. Fullenwater?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Cook? Yes. Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Willingham?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Lowe?
Got a motion to adjourn in second.
Who seconded?
That's yours. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. We are adjourned. All right. Any comments from the public?
I hear grants going in and out, I don't know where they're going or where they're coming to. I ain't heard a thing about the road.
Road grants are limited. They're not many, and when you do a road grant, it's a specific road grant. I've gotten a couple road grants last 3 years, but those were mainly dedicated to the roads out by the lake. But that's where they're specified, but you have to use it where they tell you to use it. You can't use it anywhere else.
Well, another thing is, while we're paying taxes up here, Magnolia, in the state, we're not getting nothing out of the state. You know, hard bush hoggers come down there a couple of weeks ago. I got more by a lawnmower than they did the bush hog.
Yeah, they went down there bush hog the south part of the county. It's a contractor bush hog, and it was so wet, they couldn't get far off the road, they got stuck several places. But I'd rather them get what they could and go along than mess up half the ditches with drainage and everything else getting stuck. So they just had to adjust, you know.
Well, they got the ditches, cut them out, it would help them where it rained, make some ruts.
Yeah, that's true. I can't cut 750 miles worth of ditches in a day.
Well, they didn't cut nothing down there, it's on the side of the road. They didn't get off the road, they didn't have a bathroom. And a road down there, but they got a road.
We'll look at that, which road is best, which one is
I
better?
know this, it ain't just my road. There's 19 that y'all put gravel on. I'm just thinking about being mad. That's a bad situation right there. So I got to close it up, maybe I'll do it.
Just have Mr. Logan fast.
It ain't just down there, it's the whole county. Ain't just been a cover put in.
We work every day on the roads. I know it's not what exactly people want.
It's on top of the hill. I was putting it up on top of the hill.
I'm most of the drivers, I ain't been out, I couldn't take it.
I go by there pretty regularly. It's on top of the hill. Rains on both sides. There's a culvert on top of the hill. And the road is getting washed out. Same place get washed out every time. And they're building it up. It's getting washed out, probably need to build up that place, that low place. But maybe more culverts in. But ain't nobody coming looking at it, nobody coming down there looking at anything. So we got some law enforcement here, I don't know whether the county, state, or what. They have to know that. And if we're paying taxes, we need to get something out of it. What do you think? You live on
I think
county
so.
road? You live on county road?
Sir?
Do you live on the county road?
I do.
Does anybody live on county road in here? Where's y'all road like? What? Yeah, I hear y'all approving everything was put up here. I didn't have no roads, I wasn't doing nothing.
Several. Several, I couldn't tell you exactly, but I know.
Okay. Y'all know what it is.
It's taking a while. We're still working on stuff that got washed out last year that we haven't completed on.
I was talking about a building here, where it was restored, tear it down. You said you couldn't get no money out of it, what was it worth? If it's not worth too much, I say what you get out of it, but it ain't that fun. It don't make sense.
Well, there's a lot of this don't make sense, but whatever the price is for, I can come off a certain amount by state law. I can't just go sell what I want to sell for what I want.
I don't understand what state law is gonna do with us.
It's got a lot to do with us.
When you get these grants in and out, like I say, I don't know whether they're coming in or going out. I've called the governor, I've got representatives, everybody just pays them up. Nobody wants to take no charge or nothing. I talked to one representative that actually called and give me an answer. The governor, people out there can't talk. You can tell me anything you want to do, they never get that. Somebody like you, or like him, some of these people here, hard to probably get a grant for the road. But we think,
Right. And I apply for every grant I can, I promise you.
but it ain't going for roads.
If it's not a road grant, it ain't gonna go for roads.
Well, where's all our money go besides these grants y'all turning out?
80% of property taxes goes to the school.
That's what
That
they
leaves
said.
us 20% to try to make that.
Well, that's not even 20, we get 10% out of that.
And he said that our money,
We'll get 10% out of that. 20 other 10 goes to the library.
why we got a library, all these kids run on their cell phone, smarter than libraries about. Libraries should shut down, can't go away with that. I mean, a lot of stuff going on up here, that don't make sense to me. If a town people, a county people come in here, they buy me a ride. You can't tell. I'm opening up my.
By the end of this year, we will have fixed right at about 40 miles of road
I know a lot.
out of 750.
Judge,
I can't, I don't know how much you want me to fix in a day with it in a year, but it ain't gonna happen.
Judge Atkinson, when he was here, supposedly on the dime deal. So we had $5 million to fix every road in Buckingham County.
Yeah.
Somebody told me here a while back that it was talking $1 million a mile.
I'd like to say something about what you just said, 40 miles of the road.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are the 40 miles of the road down?
There are different locations in the county.
There's none down in South Louisiana, south of Ocean Parish. I live in Louisiana, a mile from the Louisiana line.
Yes, ma'am.
I come into Arkansas all the time because he lives in Arkansas. The roads, I live on bad roads too, and we're just the same way as here. We live on the south end of the north end of Western Parish. We are the same way here. We don't, because the county seat or the courthouse is in Minden, we don't get anything done. That's the same way with here. Columbia County on that end does not get anything done. The roads down there are terrible. His road going up to his house is so rough that you have to go barely the speed limit to get up to his road. It's holes all in it, and it's not, you can't dodge it because there's no sign for the road. You gotta go right down it.
That 19 acres on that list says east of 22.
The one coming out of Louisiana into Arkansas, I don't know what the road is, but it comes around and it goes around, comes out on the Macedonia Highway. It is so rough that you can't even go that way. And half of it is with gravel on it too. And those roads are traveled a lot. A lot of people use those roads to come around Magnolia. I don't, I used to. I don't anymore. I come down the main highway. But you never see anybody working on the roads down there.
The little woman over there told me she's gonna regravel all those roads. Well, the gravel y'all putting on there, most of that gravel got salt in it, so we just tar. And within a week's time, all the hot part gravel is in the ditch. And they don't come down there and grade them before we lose out of it. We ain't getting nothing down there for our money. It's been that way for 75 years. So we want to know. I see y'all got a new paper machine up there. I don't know what all. It's been sitting in the same place for 3 or 4 weeks, I know.
Go about the fence,
Big part?
out there by the fence,
Yeah.
not our paper.
What's it doing on our property?
That's where he said it when he left.
And Magnolia, they must have a plan when it's here, they get every road done.
Mr. Mayor, you got plenty of money?
Yes, sir. Quorum members, thank you. Judge, thank you. Guests, thank you. Last November, the citizens of Magnolia voted to reduce sales tax and extend a sales tax bond. And with that, we will have a 4, probably 5-year paving campaign. Johnsville just left town. We milled 10 miles. They'll come back every spring and mill. We're in the process of paving, which is a very slow process. It's easier to tear it up than it is to fix it up. But we are paving over behind junior high school, trying to get ready for school to start. I hear the concerns of the citizens. I too once lived on one of those county roads, but there are no grants for roads and streets. If there were, I'd have had them 15 years ago when I took office. Just want to keep you up to date on what we're doing, Judge. Quorum members, thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Mayor.
On the Martin Bridge Road, up on I don't know. What?
15.
Now, starting there, it says, big truck without permits. There's 2 signs in Columbia County, there's I know of like that. And the road goes out there mine. How come we ain't got a sign on all of those? The wood trucks just tore up all our roads and oil filled with it. And when they drill a well, and to make a well, I tax it over on the property. But they don't go nothing we got.
We don't get any service money out of timber, barely get service money out of brine.
Well, our property tax goes up on account of that. Or our tax going. It's got to come
How about
up.
that?
And even school is getting 80%, and we get 20%. The tax money has come up.
buses is gonna be tore up and going over the roads. How the kids gonna get to the school where the 80%'s going to?
I know I'd like to get some of that 80% on the roads, that's,
I can't believe it.
I ain't figured out how to do that yet.
It went one night in this whole place, not one. I can't believe it.
What's that?
Ain't nobody disagree on that, here the whole day. Like the building. I was just saying, if you get $10 out of it, that's more expensive than $1,000.
It's not up for sale tonight. You got steps you have to go through to get to the point whether you're gonna sell or fix. That's where he's at now. He's at the point of trying to figure out what we gotta do.
What is in the building?
What's in the building?
What are we using the building for?
Nothing.
Well, there you go.
But I can't go out there.
It's still property.
Well, if you get $10 out of it, it's still sinking $10,000 at repair. You don't make sense.
Well, state
I
laws,
got something. This is election year, won't you run? Run for judge, run for.
We're gonna have election year, we might have a whole different firm down here. There sure ain't nothing going on. But I see, like I say, I can't hear very good. And I
So
don't
you
get
didn't,
grants,
the
so
part you didn't hear was a lot of these are grants from states and other federal that our judge applied for to help our county.
well, they hit the roads.
Did you hear a grant that said any federal grant money for roads?
Well, let me tell you this.
Tell me.
I voted for alcohol in Columbia County. I voted for marijuana in Columbia County. I don't use none. Can't think of what I've got on me. So you know what the government done with our money? Give it to the schools. Oh, every bit of the tax money from marijuana went to schools. We didn't get that. The county didn't get no road done. Now, people like the judge, all over this county, where he's paying with her, I get something.
Where you came who?
Good.
Oh, the governor? She pretty hard headed.
If I live closer to the rock, I can go work there. And
We went through, we've even, I mean, even the senators have had this issue to get more money out of the lithium that's coming. When this bill passed, we'll get more money out of the lithium process when it gets going. When it gets going, it ain't going yet, so we're not getting any of that money. But we'll get more than we have been on other things. It's a lot of stuff out there to get taxed for. We don't ever see a tax.
Go to state.
Go state distributes however they want to. That's right.
It's not right.
And that's the way most of your grants are built. That's why I'm saying we use some of Magnolia's numbers. We had to use some of their numbers to even get this money. Or we wouldn't have been able to apply for it at all. But they use, it's a lot of factors.
Y'all say like, you approve grants, why?
Why don't they?
Yeah.
You have to ask them that.
Now, who the public that here?
It's the state, it's several state entities. Those entities do not give you money. They'll give you money. I've got one road program. It's for unpaved roads. We applied for it. We applied for it last year. What's that?
I already got a grant for Burnt Creek Road, 7 miles.
I got state aid money.
Well, you got to say, we get no aid money.
We get state aid. We use a turn back money. You can only use it on state aid roads. The state will give you a map and it has state aid roads marked on it. If it's not marked, you can't use it on that road. It's not money I just get that I can spend on any road out there. I can't.
Burnt Creek Road, state aid road.
I don't know. That's not my, I don't pick them.
It's been 7 years since we've been anything done there. Blowing the place, you know, nothing on that. Actually, if we done these fishing do something, that's serious. The point is, these people, I don't know who you did. So far, you ain't gonna know that.
I will. You got your opinion.
It's a good opinion. You go down there in the state. Hey, my brother go down there. He said, I don't want to meet you. He said, I put you on this program, and you put that on the
can guarantee you, that's not the only place I got bad roads. I've got them all over the county. But
Anybody ever drive over the road and look at it?
all the time, every day.
You still get one road, one person in it, can't do it over there. One secretary. Now we've got two people in there, judge, we've got two roads on them, and somebody else in the
It's a growing population. No, we had one judge decided to pay them all one time. He wasn't real smart. He wasn't smart at all. He just caused big headache, the judges after him.
You know, if I take a position like you guys, I will think road to be number one. We're gonna get started on this, go do it. I don't like it. But, I would do the best I could to fix the road. So far, things are looking so good.
But like I tell you, I'm doing the best I can with what I got. And I'm not gonna make everybody in this county happy doing it.
And I know you told me, when you first come in, y'all was working on bills, but no truck without county permit. On 4 years. Ain't seen that yet. Wood trucks, oil trucks with full big road. With our oil wells.
I can permit every truck on the road, but it's not gonna stop them traveling roads.
Well, you know, my road is something.
All the permit's gonna do is let me know who's there, and if we have a bonding with the permits. It's just a way to try to protect it.
Down on our car, you put that on that road, without it. You know, the lady over there, you know, towards the barn, and get you. It's like everybody else.
Sorry, my name, I'm gonna stick up.
That's enough.
Every time that you have,
You're fine, something like, you lost your position. So this one, money or what?
I didn't even take this for the money. Didn't know they got paid, so I got it.
sir, every time you've been in our office, we have helped you. I'm not gonna ask permission to do the job I was hired to do. I'm not just a secretary. No, sir, I have to put up with you berating me in my office every time, and I have been good. I've never disrespected you. I've answered every question. I've given you information. Mr. Lowe that just left witnessed your last. You have been taken care of every time. But every time I've answered you, you do nothing but yell at me in return because it's not the answers you want. We are trying to help you. But we have had someone every time witness your behavior. Then you went out to the road department out there and did it with our secretary. That's not even a public office.
Where you gonna go?
No, I didn't. I gave you a phone number to call. Didn't tell you, never, because it is not a public place. There's liabilities out there, so we do not open that to the public because of what all the pictures. But every time you come to us, I don't like being referred to in the middle of a meeting. When I know specifically, every time I have taken care of you, because my history and my experience is far more than being a secretary.
Look at where we're in here.
We should have a limit on how long.
I think it's already been.
Yeah, I think it has
Please
passed.
don't refer to me in the meeting. You have been taken care of. I am more than a secretary. So the answers I've given you have always been dead on. I'm sorry they're not what you want, but we have taken care of you. No, sir, because the way you have spoken to us in our office, you shouldn't be allowed to be back in there. You've been 3 inches from my face yelling at me. There's not a human in here that should have to do it.
I've been seeing you all 4 times. You told me you said.
Please, Gary, come on, come to this.
Are you sure? Well, it's good to meet you. I ain't never seen you before. Well, there's Mickey. You got a bad birthday. They got away. What did y'all say?
Ranch Road. He lives on 230. He lives on Ranch Church.
That's right, that's why I see that.